Good morning, good people. This is your Foolproof Wisdom Moment. I have some very basic advice today for the lovelorn, and you know who you are. You're the person who is still lamenting over the fact that you don't have that special someone in your life. You're disappointed because your relationships haven't turned out in terms of you being married or having the great love of your life or even having a story to tell where you can talk about someone that you lost who was the great love of your life. You are not happy because you think everything about your very existence depends on finding that special someone who's going to make you happy. You need to stop thinking that way. It is not going to be to your benefit if you live your entire life thinking that the only way you can be happy is if someone comes into your life, sweeps you off your feet, does something that is so wonderfully compelling and romantic that you fall into their arms and the rest of it becomes a music soundtrack with you running toward each other in a grassy knoll someplace. It's not really going to happen that way. It's a lot of work. But the basic understanding I want you to have today, good people, is that if you really want to have a life that you appreciate, that you hold in regard, you've got to begin with a simple act. And that simple act is you must first love yourself. I know you've heard it before, and many of you will tell me, oh, Charles, that's easier said than done. Not really. Think about the amount of effort that you put into running after someone else or pursuing someone else that you think is the one. How about putting that time and that energy into just loving yourself? Because at the end of the day, good people, here's the absolute truth, which I hope, and listen carefully, I hope that when you hear it, it will change everything. Because no matter what, no matter the successful relationships, the broken up relationships, marriages that come into your life, marriages that go from your life, at the end of it all, you must learn to love yourself first. Why? Because that's the person you are guaranteed to live the rest of your life with. How's that for something to put under your hat? Because if you aren't loving yourself, it doesn't matter who comes into your life. This concept that someone is going to sweep you off your feet and make everything perfect, not real. Marriage, relationships are hard work. They require commitment. And they also require a simple understanding of who you are. If you are in a relationship because that's what you expect you're supposed to do, that's what you're expecting you're supposed to do, or you get married because that's what happens when you get to the certain age. These are things that you need to give consideration to, because if you're doing them because of what the expectations are, as opposed to doing them because of what your individual desires are, there's something wrong there. Now, for those people who are friends and not friends, for that matter, who are married, who think that I am attacking them, absolutely not. I am fortunate to know some people who are married who are wonderful for each other. They just get it, and they get each other. And those marriages, and even those relationships when there are people simply dating at this point in time, are wonderful. I'm inspired by them. But there's a distinct difference between those people and a sense of desperation that comes over some who are bemoaning the fact that they are of a certain age, or why am I not with someone right now? I was supposed to be married, they will scream. If it hasn't happened, don't spend your time trying to figure out why it hasn't. Spend your time loving yourself, living your life. Take the trips you want to take, meet new people, experience new things, live a full and rich life in which you're living it versus going through all of this time that you have, upset that it isn't what you expected. You know, I often tell people expectations are the devil, and so it is when it comes to relationships, because when you don't have one, if you're not in pursuit of one, if you are not married, and you're convincing yourself that that is somehow an indication that something is wrong with your life, child, get out of here. Go and find something to do with your life so that you're not wasting it worrying about when it's going to change. The best thing you can do for yourself, when you love yourself, is to take care of your needs, to be clear on what your intentions are, to seek out the things that bring you joy and excitement, and to just live your life. And if it is indeed meant for you, you will know it. But the best way to know who comes into your life, who is worthy of being a part of your life, is to spend the time you have when you are not coupled, learning everything about yourself. Every idiosyncrasy, every little weird thing, every bit of thing that makes you special and unique in the world. Learn about it so you know yourself very well. So that when someone comes along, if someone comes along, you'll know that that's a person who suits you, and they'll know that you are a person who suits them. But if it doesn't happen, don't worry about it. I'm here as a living witness. Life is not too bad when you are not in a relationship. Life is not too bad when you are not married. You can live a rich, fulfilling, powerful existence when you are simply aware of your life and the right you have to live it and choosing to do so right here, right now. And that, my good people, is your Poolproof Wisdom Moment for today. You can find my podcast on Spotify, on Apple and Google Podcasts, on Anchor.fm, and of course, a host of podcast platforms everywhere. For those who are interested in hearing a really good book, yes, my personal endorsement, you can find my audiobook on Audible. It is I Am My Own Cause, the third act, Surviving and Thriving. There is content as you will listen to this book that I promise you, if you take it for what it can do for you and listen and apply it accordingly, I'm here to tell you, some people have told me it can change your life. Listen, folks, have yourself a great day. I'll look forward to speaking with you again on Friday.